Here, if you're watching live or if you're watching on replay, hashtag replay. This is going to be one of my podcast episodes. So you guys will see me scanning the audience. So we're on TikTok. What's up, TikTok? We're back. We're actually back after a 6-hour hiatus. We got Facebook, YouTube. What else? LinkedIn, I think. What's another one? X or Twitter. And over here, we got Instagram. So if you guys see me scanning, it's just because I want to see all you guys. But I'm going to be quote unquote logging off here in not logging off, but I'm going to be. Oh, I guess I'm not on X. I guess you got to pay to go live on Twitter now. Anyways, I'm gonna give you guys some actual groceries, like a grocery list for you to shop to go on your next meal prep trip, so that you are set up for success. All right. So if you're watching live, hashtag I'm here, and maybe tag a friend that needs to hear this. All right. And if you're watching on replay, put hashtag replay. TikTok, I don't think it's gonna show replay, but Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, maybe LinkedIn, that will do it as well. Okay, so I'm going to record this episode. So if you guys have any questions, just put them in the comments, and I'll get back to it after we're done recording. But we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Real Results Podcast. In today's episode, I'm going to give you an exact grocery list of what you need to buy in order to lose your next 20 pounds in the next 90 days. All right. So when you are going on a weight loss and fat loss journey, it is all about preparation. Okay. I was telling my clients earlier today, you don't just accidentally fall into a good transformation. All right. You don't just accidentally fall into a transformation. It comes with preparation. Okay. So we're going to prepare you today. I'm going to prepare you on the exact grocery list for you to buy so that you are set up for success. Okay. But before I do, I want to give you some tips. All right. I'm going to give you the play-by-play. So hang tight. But before I do, I'm going to give you some tips that you have to do or that you should do that's going to set you up for success. Number one, guys, is always shop with a list. I'm going to give you the grocery list right now, but always shop with a list. It keeps you focused and it prevents you from having impulse buys. So you don't just like veer off and be like, oh, this looks good. This looks great. No, have a list. I like to have a checklist on my phone. So every time I get an item, I just check it off. All right. So that's number one. Number one, if you're watching live or you're just like listening on the podcast, just type it in the chat, is always shop with a list. Number one. Number two is do not shop hungry. I have made this mistake over and over and over, and I don't want you to make this mistake. So number two is don't shop hungry. You're going to end up with way more snacks than you need to. You're going to try and get creative, and then before you know it, you have all these weird and funky snacks, and you're going to eat it all in one sitting because you shopped hungry and you shopped with your stomach and not with your goals in mind. So number two is do not shop hungry. All right. Number three, this one's a pretty simple one. I'm sure you guys have heard this before, but stick to the perimeter of the store. This is going to be where most of the whole foods are, the nutrient dense foods, the single ingredient foods that don't have a lot of preservatives and additives and are man-made and all this stuff, right? These are single ingredient foods that are going to help keep you fuller longer, which is going to help to prevent you from potentially overeating down the road. All right. Number four is read the labels. All right. I used to be very, very, very resistant as far as like, I don't need to read labels. I'm not one of those people that's going to read labels. Guys, turn the label around. Look to see how many calories you're actually intaking, because you'd be surprised, because you can be quote unquote eating healthy or eating clean and still gain weight. It happens all the time. All right. So read labels, especially if it's like a yogurt. Is it a regular yogurt? Is it a fat-free yogurt? Is it a low-fat yogurt? These things make a difference. All right. Snacks, you'd be surprised at how much sugar and hidden calories are in these snacks. All right. Now that we got that framework out of the way, I'm going to tell you exactly what to buy on your next grocery trip. Okay. So let's talk about why having the right groceries is so important. A lot of people are failing in their weight loss journey because they either don't plan, they grab random items when they go grocery shopping that they think they're healthy, okay, because they're not reading they're not reading the labels. And then they just say like, I don't know, I just eat healthy, or I'm too busy, my lifestyle is too busy. Like, guys, it's going to take intentional work to make sure that you actually make progress in your fitness journey. You don't just fall into a transformation. You're not like, oh, I just lost 20 pounds. I don't know how I did it. Like, no, fucking takes work. All right. So take some time, take a few minutes, write this grocery list down that I'm going to give you. Okay. If your fridge and pantry are not set up for success, you're going to find yourself ordering takeout. You're going to do Uber Eats. You're going to be late night snacking, and it's going to be very, very easy when it's right there in your face. Okay, don't fight an uphill battle. Stop fighting an uphill battle. Take all the shit that is like very tempting to you out of your pantry, out of your fridge. I remember I had this one client one time. He was hooked on those Lenny and Larry cookies, which are like okay, but he would have like 2 or 3 in a day, and then because he would have 2 or 3 in a day, he would overeat his other calories, right? I'm like, dude, this isn't filling you up, and it's not getting you closer to your goal. So I had him actually record a video and send me the video of him throwing the cookies away in the trash. Just the insight of what it feels like for you to be one of my clients. But guys, you have to set up your fridge and pantry for success. All right, you're gonna find yourself ordering foods and buying shit and eating shit that you don't need to. All right. So number one, type this. If you guys are watching live or if you're watching live, type it in the chat. If you're listening on the podcast, just write it on a notepad for your next grocery trip. So number one is egg whites, guys. Number one is egg whites. I cannot stress enough, like these are a staple for me. Eggs and egg whites are a staple because egg whites, you can cook with anything. You can mix it at any time. If you're short on 20 or 30 grams of protein at the end of the night, but you're still hungry, you could cook some egg whites with some vegetables, and it's going to help keep you full for a while. So egg whites, all right? Eggs and egg whites are a pure protein, okay? It's high in fat and it's low in calories. You want a quick breakfast, you can make egg whites. If you want a quick dinner, I like to have breakfast for dinner sometimes. You can make egg whites, all right? Eggs and or egg whites. And egg whites are very affordable. If you look at the protein per gram, I know eggs are expensive right now, but if you look at like protein per gram, egg whites and whey protein are probably the best bang for your buck, all right? If you're not a fan of plain egg whites, try seasoning them, all right? I'm not telling you to eat. I'm not telling you to eat bland foods. Season your foods, all right? If you don't know what to season with, just like grab everything, experiment. That's how I learned. Number one is egg whites. Number two, Greek yogurt cups. I like to go with non-fat, okay? Non-fat Greek yogurt cups. I like to save a lot of my fats for like actual proteins that I eat. So like steaks and chickens and turkey and whatever. So you can go with a regular Greek yogurt cup, but I like to go with non-fat Greek yogurt cups. Personally, I think that the peach yogurt cups are the best because I think there's actual peach in there. The blueberry ones are good too, but I like to go with the peach. All right, so Greek yogurt cups. Like one Greek yogurt cup has 10 to 13 grams of protein. Okay, so if you're having 2 of those, you're having 20 to 26 grams of protein in a day just from a Greek yogurt cup, and it's going to help keep you full, and it's going to help with digestion. Okay, it's a great snack to have in between meals. Another thing that you could do is you could actually grab some blueberries, get some more fiber in there to keep you full, and now you have Greek yogurt. You have some vegetables, fruits that's going to help keep you full, and antioxidants and all the good stuff. All right. So number 2 is Greek yogurt cups. Number 3, chicken breast. Everybody knows this. Everyone's like, I don't want to eat chicken and broccoli for the rest of my life. Well, you don't have to. All right. But if you don't want to, season your food. All right. Season your damn food. I don't know how many times I got to tell you guys. Season your food. If you're serious about weight loss, guys, like chicken breast is a staple in your weight loss. It's very lean. It's high in protein. You can grill it, you can bake it, you can air fry it, you can shred it up for tacos, or you could even throw it into a stir fry. Okay. Now, if you're not a fan of chicken breast and you want to have a little bit more flavor, a little bit more juices in your chicken, you can go with chicken thighs. But if you're going to go with chicken thighs, you have to account for the fat because chicken thighs does hold more fat per ounce. Okay. That's not to say that you can't have it, but it is to say that you should account for it. Okay. Cool. 3 groceries down, handful to go. Next is going to be ground beef. Okay. Lean ground beef. I'm talking like 90-10 or above. So a lot of people will say, like, this is a pure example of people saying that they eat clean, but they can't lose weight. You could simply be buying the wrong cut of meat. Okay. So if you are buying like an 80-20 ground beef with it, which is what most people are buying, versus like a 91-9 or a 93-7 ground beef, you're talking about like hundreds of calories. So like the 91, like let's just say 4 ounces of the 91.9 calorie, the 91.9 ground beef is around 190 calories. The 80-20, the 80% lean ground beef is about 280 calories. All right. So we're talking about almost 100 more calories per serving. So if you do that, if you have 8 ounces, that's 200 calories. You do that 7 days a week. That's 1,400 calories extra that you're eating that you think you're eating clean. All right. So the types of foods that you're eating matter too. So don't just get any ground beef. Make sure it's like a leaner ground beef. Okay. Again, if you want to get the 80-20, cool. You just have to account for that fat, and it's usually much higher in fat. All right. Next one. These are my favorite. These are one of my favorite go-tos. Next one is going to be minute rice cups. All right. I like to get the minute rice cups because if I did not prepare enough rice, if I did not prepare enough food, or it's like halfway through the week and I kind of got through my meal prep, these minute cup rices, I could just pop in the microwave and in a minute I have rice, right? That's why they call minute rice. And then I can mix that with my ground beef. I can mix that with my eggs or egg whites. I could put the egg whites and then I could put the lean ground beef and I can mix the veggies all in one and have a stir fry. But the minute rice cups are like a staple for me, especially like the busier I get. I always make sure to have some of those on deck. All right. Number 6, this is my favorite and one of the most underrated carbs, if you ask me, but potatoes. Guys, potatoes are the highest on the satiety index. And all that means is that you can have more and it's going to keep you fuller for longer with less calories. Okay. Example, if I'm measuring out and I have 100 grams of potatoes versus 100 grams of rice, potatoes are not only going to keep me more full or fuller longer or satiated longer, but it's less calories per serving. So like for 100 grams of rice cooked, you're looking at around 20 to 25 grams of carbs. For 100 grams of potatoes, you're looking at close to the same amount of carbs, but the volume is going to be much larger. Does that make sense? So you can get more bang for your buck. The whole point, like when you're dieting, guys, you want to try and eat as much as possible, like volume wise, so you don't feel full, so you don't feel hungry, so you don't potentially overeat later. All right. Potatoes, you can do anything. You cut them up, you can smash them, you can have mashed potatoes, fried potatoes, you can do it all. All right. Number 7, I alluded to this earlier, is going to be blueberries. All right. Blueberries. A handful of blueberries is about 50 calories. Like, it's going to be very hard for you to overeat on blueberries and gain weight from blueberries. So, like, if you are going to overeat, it's best to or if you want a sweet tooth, it's best to have something like a fruit that's very low calorie, like a blueberry. It's going to be very, very hard for you to overeat on that. All right. Next is going to be rice cakes. All right. Last but not least, these last 2 things are just desserts. Okay. The first one's going to be a chocolate rice cake. Okay. I love the Quaker chocolate rice cakes. They have actually chocolate chips in them. It's very satiating. It's going to keep you full. Sorry, it's very satiating. You can mix it in your Greek yogurt as well. And it's going to help solve your sweet tooth. All right. And then last but not least is a low calorie ice cream. There's Arctic Zero. Target has a brand. There's like hundreds of brands out there right now. Just like go in the ice cream aisle, go look. Arctic Zero has one. Target actually has a really good one called Favorite Day. It's their brand and it's a s'mores flavor and it's freaking delicious. All right. So I just gave you guys 9 groceries that you could shop for that is going to be very, very hard to like overeat these foods. And it's going to help progress you into the next part of your fitness journey and help you get one step closer to losing these next 20 pounds. All right. So before we wrap up, I do want to review the first things that I shared with you. And that is going to be number 1 is always shop with a grocery list. Number 2, don't shop hungry. 3, stick to the perimeter of the store. And number 4, learn to read your food labels. All right. These are some of the tips that I help my clients and I share with my clients to make sure that they are always set up for success. All right. And there you have it, guys. This is my exact grocery list that you can steal right now to help you lose your next 20 pounds in the next 90 days. All right. These foods are simple, effective, and most importantly, sustainable, and they're going to keep you satiated. All right. So that is it. Hope you guys got a ton of value from this. And we will see you. Oh, before I go, if you do want some help reaching your fitness goals, you've been trying this for months and years on your own, and you just can't do it, that is what I am here for. All right. So DM me fat loss on Instagram. My IG is Real Results FTNS. All right. That is it for today's episode. Hope you guys have the best day of your lives. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.